The following program was paid for by Southern American Media. Fox 30 WGBC invites you to the talk of all the towns in East Mississippi and West Alabama. Welcome to Mornings with Scotty Ray and Candace.
And good morning, Scotty Ray and Candace. And pretty soon you'll probably be able to hear a special guest that wants in that we're not going to let on TV today.
Yeah.
It's named Ellie.
A persistent one, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And she's barking right outside the studio door wanting to come in.
She's like, why have you got me shut out?
Because last time I let her in, she barked in here. And she just wouldn't hush.
Well, she was wanting me to pick her up, I think. But
bless her heart. That's probably the happiest dog I've ever owned in my life. Ellie is always in a good mood.
she is in a good mood.
Wants to chew your toes off or your boots. Or
She's destructive, but she's a sweet, sweet dog.
kind of like a land piranha is the way I describe it at this point.
Yeah, give her a roll of toilet paper and she's perfectly happy.
Sometimes you can go across the living room and it looks like a white Christmas.
Yeah, it did.
Nothing like your puppies, though. Love my dogs, wouldn't do without them. And, you know, a lot of people feel that way about the kitty cats, too. Pets are great company, and especially if you live alone, maybe somebody's moved off and you're all by yourself, get a pet. They're one of the greatest companions that you can have.
Yes,
And
they
what
are.
was it that The Price is Right used to say, go get your pet spray? What did he used to, how did he close?
Spayed or neutered. Yeah,
Something like
Bob
that.
Barker.
He was
He always
more-
said it at the end of his show.
Right. He was really more concerned about the girls that flipped off and showed the furniture, as we found out years later. Bob was quite the playboy.
Yeah, well,
I think he asked everybody out at least 3 times to go on a date.
oh, goodness.
Just rumor. How are you today? We hope good. We're going to get a high of about 95 today is where we'll go. But the heat index goes to 101, and we get a chance of showers about 1 o'clock, about 20% chance. So it's not a big chance, but you may get something wet if you get outside. It doesn't need to get wet. Maybe you're having a bad hair day. 1 o'clock may be the time that messes it up.
This humidity will give everybody a bad hair day.
2 days left to the Neshoba County Fair. If you haven't made your way, you got to go today or tomorrow, as it will all end officially at midnight tomorrow night. So make your way up and enjoy yourself as the fair continues this week.
That's right. We got a lot of people watching this morning. Philadelphia, Louisville, lots of people.
Yeah, Miss Karina, how's everything up in Louisville today? We hope good. Causeyville is there.
Yes, Miss Mary Godot's watching. Good morning, Miss Mary. Let's see. Good morning from Meehan is Christina Gibson and Mary Havard. Excuse me. Good morning from Sumter County.
Yeah, Sumter County, ain't nothing like it over there. Do appreciate y'all joining us. As we start looking at a few things that have gone on, and we just got this in just a moment ago, and I'll be in touch with, as I always joke about him being the high sheriff. We'll speak with Billy Solly in a little bit and get the latest on what's going on. But if you live in the northeast area of Lauderdale County, and this would be Northeast High School, all out there, subdivisions, go out and check your cars now as we get the latest video of what's going on overnight. Let's pull this up where you can see it. Here's the scene of a home again on Cotton Gin Road. This runs into Highway 45. Let's open this up where you can see this. If you'll notice, there's people back here too. They're after anything. This house has been hit. If you'll remember, you see those folks walking back there? Looks like they're in a minivan this time. They're really trying to rake in as much as they can get.
It's a group effort.
It is. This goes on and on. This has happened to this particular home several times. The last time we showed this home, it had a gun in the hand of, it was a white gentleman the last time, had a gun.
That's right.
Doesn't matter the color, a crime is a crime, and we hope that they're arrested.
That's right.
We'll be
people work
talking.
hard for what they have. They don't want people messing with it and taking it.
I mean, how many times can you hit one car?
Maybe they have a ring and they're like, of people, and they're like, yeah, this is the area. Go try it. Might be open this time, you know.
And we do know that they like subdivisions better because they can cover more ground and gather more stuff than on the rural route, as we say back home. Boy, how fast can you pedal a bicycle?
I can pedal it pretty fast. I just not.
I'm curious.
I don't attempt it though, like I used to when I was a kid.
We got a guy in Meridian that do they even have that as an Olympic sport, bicycle pedaling?
I'm like a cyclist.
Like getting on a bicycle.
Cyclist, yeah. I mean,
let me show you this now.
Racing and
I'm
stuff.
not sure if this is uphill. I'll have to go travel it myself just to be sure here. But right here, Old Marion Road, 18th Street, He done outrun the police on a bicycle.
Oh my goodness! He might have had one of them those bikes with the motor on it, or they're battery operated or whatever.
No,
I've seen those.
I know this because the bicycle was stolen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Then it wasn't one of those.
Yeah, it wasn't one of those.
Have you seen those?
Yes, I have.
Yeah. I don't have one of those. They cost pretty good bit of money. And I really don't know, why would you?
It's cheaper than car gas.
Oh yeah, I'm sure
that's why
cheaper than
people
car.
are on those. But if you happen to see this gentleman, he's riding around on a bicycle, white guy wearing a white T-shirt, kind of like we showed Aaron Rodgers wearing yesterday with cargo shorts on. He'd be the guy still pedaling fast. Oh. Now, and I joke about that, but it is dark when they discovered this guy and they were checking him out, and he just took off. And you know how things happen in the dark of trying to chase somebody. And I joked about that, but boy, he sure is fast. And PD, no one was hurt. At
least he did have clothes on.
He did.
I hadn't heard anything about
Naked Man has been quiet.
Yeah.
None of my regulars that spot him have seen this guy lately.
Yeah, he don't need to be riding a bike.
I'd like to comment on that, but I'm afraid I could say the wrong thing.
He's usually on foot.
Just in the mood to run in the nude. Isn't that what the sign was?
Mood to run in the nude?
He was in the mood to run in the nude. That's how the song went.
I'm going to call him Nude Dude. I'm kind of tired of
Naked Man.
Nude Dude.
There we go. Oh, we've had somebody else had some stuff taken. We go to Southeast this next time. We all know where Southeast School is, and we go out in that area of Southeast Lauderdale County. We have somebody shameful taking things again that they shouldn't. And we go here. This is 2 4-wheelers that were taken. They look almost identical, except the tires are different. They're 2 Suzuki King quads. Now, I don't know if you've bought a 4-wheeler lately, but this is some serious money.
I would imagine.
Almost brand new. Now, the odds of it still being in the county are probably slim to none, because this is a ring how these things work. Do you remember when they made that bust up in northern Mississippi, and it was 6 states that they worked out of Mississippi? Stole from all those, came back there, and then distributed it.
Well,
across.
I remember it hadn't been that long ago that there was one taken over here.
Oh, yeah, right out of my yard.
Yeah.
Right there. Old Donovan Hughes, bless his heart.
Yeah.
He was gone.
You had it to work on it or something?
Yeah, I was putting a starter on
borrowed
it.
it for a little while.
But the Lauderdale County Sheriff's Department was on that. They found that within, I want to say less than 24 hours they found it.
And they tried to sell it, right? Or
Yeah, they were
sell
trying
it?
to. Well, somebody bought it.
Yeah.
And then saw it on my page and said, hey, something don't look right here. The Sheriff's Department showed up, and sure enough, it was it.
Yeah.
Sheriff's Department's all over the place, y'all. They work hard, and they have a lot of territory to cover. And speaking of, let's pull this. Have you had a chance to read this story yet? This went on yesterday on Highway 39. And you can find this at sammedia.network. The Sheriff's Department was doing their regular patrol in there. I think he had a cup of coffee. I'm not sure. I ain't got all the details of that. But he notices a strange car and double checks, and it was a car that was described in a home robbery. So he gets in behind the car, and next thing you know, he speeds up. Speeds get up to over 100 miles an hour, and they get off the 4-lane, and then it slows down a little bit. They pass where you'd go to the naval base there at Stennis Drive. Goes on up, flies past, like knocked everybody's hairdo off up there at the Delville Grocery. Went by so fast.
Yeah.
Went up to where Delville Blackwater Baptist Church is. Takes a right there at the substations. And that's where the Sheriff's Department gained ground, because it was then in a rural area where nobody was traveling. And they blocked him in and caught him. Had stolen products all in the trunk. And guess what? He was a known criminal. Oh, I'm going to believe that.
I cannot believe it. That is
now
jaw dropping.
What I have not had verified is the night before, in the early morning of the hours, there was a report, and again, it's a report. I have not gotten the MPD to back this up yet, of someone held at gunpoint and their car stolen. It was a Toyota Camry. Guess what he was driving?
Toyota Camry.
And we're thinking there's a connection in between the two. And that really doesn't happen in Meridian a lot. Most of the times when we say that a car was taken at gunpoint, they ended up being friends. We're not so sure on this one. Yeah. There's usually more to it. We get so many reports of robbery reported, and then it ended up being their best friend that they really had an argument. But this may be something different. But they made an arrest. No one was hurt. So hopefully the homeowners got their stuff back.
Yeah, I hope so. I think that would be the most aggravating thing, having stuff stolen from you like that.
You feel violated.
Yeah, or someone breaking in your home, and you just, even if like with you not being there, just to know somebody was in your home.
Yeah.
You know, just, it's awful.
It's kind of like Santa Claus in your house. You always
remember.
have nightmares about that. Eating your cookies. He just comes in, does what he wants.
Yeah.
We want to say this, and I want to start this out. And I ask you for prayers before I even tell this story, because we don't know the circumstances of what happened. But boy, you feel for this family, and it comes from the heart. As we go, let me pull this up. This happened last night, a gunshot victim. Or at least that's pretty sure what we think happened. This would be near 40th Street. This would be around the 3800 block of Poplar Springs Drive. We got a message that a gunshot had happened. As paramedics, as the Meridian Police Department got there, it was self-inflicted. I'm now hearing that possibly this could have been a minor. Still alive, we don't know condition, but something happened there. And you have to feel for both sides, the parents, the family, and the child that's involved in this. Even if it's not a child, it affects so many people when an attempt like this happens.
Yes.
So we send deepest, sincere prayers to this family, and
Definitely, yes.
And I'm at a loss of words. I don't know. This is one of those, like when you meet somebody that their spouse has died, you really don't know what to say to comfort them. It's a very hard thing to do.
Well, I would think as a parent too, or just a loved one in general, I mean, you would be at a loss for words, because I mean, you would feel helpless probably. You know, you wonder what you could have done.
Correct.
Or you know, what ifs. There's many what ifs. So prayers for that family for sure. And
Coming up next, we're going to tell you how you can better yourself right here in the Meridian area. I got a young lady that's going to talk to us about this, how you can get some help and do some great things in life. All that's up and coming right here with Scotty Ray and Candace.
The Square Peg Mini Mall, located across from the Neshoba County Co-op in Philadelphia, Mississippi, is a family-owned business that promises to treat you like family. The Square Peg Mini Mall has been operating for over 10 years and boasts over 30 vendors with a rotating inventory to fit that something you're looking for. Inventory is constantly updating, so there's always a chance for a surprise when you step inside. Come visit the Square Peg Mini Mall, located on 335 West Main Street in Philadelphia, Mississippi.
H&H Residential of Meridian is your #1 carpet and flooring store. If you've been thinking of a new look for your home or office, call for a free estimate or consultation. H&H can install, or you can do it yourself. H&H has all of your design needs from color, style, and texture. If you can dream it, H&H can make it a reality. Come see the large selection of hardwood flooring, laminate, vinyl, and even carpet. H&H Residential of Meridian, open Monday through Friday, 9 to 4, 321 Hawkins Crossing Road. Call Rosemary anytime, 601-462-9541.
Welcome back. Already 12 to 13 minutes after the hour, and you wanted to address a question that we were asked.
Somebody said let everyone know that the people in the picture riding those four-wheelers are not the thieves. They're not the people who stole the four-wheeler.
They're the owners.
Yeah, they're the owners of the four-wheeler. But I guess that's the only pictures they had of the stolen.
So don't be tackling them down at the Dollar General going, I got you.
Yeah. It's theirs. So they want their stuff back.
The Children's Museum is joining us this morning. They're on 22nd Avenue. I was down through there yesterday. I was over at Corbin's. Dropped by and said hello to them. Bumpy streets down through there still.
Good morning, Sandy White and Miss Laura Lee. Good morning, and Lily Hampton.
I wonder if Sandy ever got her fingernails done. I was worried. I saw her last time. She didn't have her manicure, and she was all upset about it. I hope she got that straightened out. As I said, we got a special guest this morning, and Miss Rhonda, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you guys doing?
Now, you're with MCC, correct?
That's correct. Meridian Community College Adult Education Program.
Now, before we get started, how many kids did you tell me that you have?
I have 4 kids and 3 grandkids, and another one on the way.
Do we need to say bless you before we start?
Yes, please say that. I'm truly blessed. Children are blessed, and grandchildren are too.
How old is your oldest?
My oldest is 35.
And your youngest?
16.
Whoa! That's a lot. I don't know if anybody ever told you that's a lot of age difference.
It's a big age difference, yes, but loving every minute of it.
So I have to ask, how do the 35-year-old and the 16-year-old How well are they close? How does that work?
Well,
because
right
I'm
now,
assuming the 35-year-old's gone.
Well, yes, she's married, military man, takes good care of her, lives in another state, but she actually thinks she's his mother.
Oh.
And she also thinks she's the 20 and the 21-year-old mother too, because she was 14 before we even started having other kids, but they all have a good relationship. So
and she's bossy is what you're really trying to say.
A little bit bossy. And you know how these teenagers are. They're like, yeah, I hear you, but I don't hear you.
I know how that goes because I have a 26-year-old and that's my oldest, and then the youngest is 8, fixing to be 8.
Oh, so, wow.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. All mine are old. I'm just going to leave it at that.
Well, you know, if you get on to the little one, the older one, or the older one thinks they can get on to the little one like the mama, you know.
Right, so, exactly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And Daddy ain't got a chance is all I got to say.
Pretty much. He just stays out the way.
As I mentioned a moment ago, you've got a little good news of people that really want to make a difference in their life and step forward and do something different. Tell us a little bit about the program that y'all offer at MCC.
Okay, right. We're at Meridian Community College, and I work in the adult education department. Most people know that as the GED department,
right?
But it's adult education. We offer everything there from literacy classes to high school equivalency prep classes. And now, you know, you need a little bit more than that high school equivalency to get a good job or just to go a little further in life. So we have programs where they can actually enroll in our GED, high school equivalency classes, and go to college or get some workforce training. We always tell people that Meridian Community College is a little Harvard on the hill.
Yes.
I think we are a little best kept secret for some people. They still say they don't even realize we're over there and what all we have to offer.
If I am not mistaken, MCC still listed like as in the top 10 in the United States of colleges. Am I right?
Community colleges, yes. And you know, it's with everything that's going on, you know, our enrollment may have been down at one time, but we're picking things back up. And as you and I were saying earlier, with technology, you can do so many things online. Mm-hmm. So it's really no excuse for people not to get their education and try to further their career or change careers and try to get a better career. Everything is going up, you know, gas, inflation, everything is going up. So this is the time to come in and try to get your education and try to do something to better yourself.
Well, let me ask this, because I don't know the answer to this. So you're watching and you would like to have a GED. How long of a period does it take when you come out and you sign up and you go, I want to do this? How long does it take to go through the process to get your GED? How long of a period of time are we talking about?
As far as registration, you come in and we're having registration tomorrow on a couple of Fridays. That's what I want people to know. But it really depends on the person. I know that seems like an odd question, but it's different skills levels. People come in and we may see someone who has not been in school for 30 years. Right. So, you know, a lot of things have changed. They may have went to the 11th grade and didn't finish, but it may take them a little longer than someone who just stopped going to school last year. So it depends on the person's skill level. We register every 6 to 7 weeks, and so we're year round. They can come in at any time, but getting to registration is what we need them to do. We actually give them a reading, writing, and language assessment when they come in, and that way we can meet each person where they are.
Well, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And, you know, before my little lapse out of the media for a while, I was on a job, and you would be shocked. People are very, very smart, but just maybe didn't learn to read and write as good as others. They had to drop out of school maybe to take care of their family, do something. You never know with circumstances. And just because you're not great at one skill doesn't mean that you can't excel at another. That's what y'all do, is define where you need to help.
I couldn't have said that better myself. You are exactly right. And as I said, everybody's individual. They're on a different level. And speaking of that, we do see people. We see people that are still working and have been working for 20 years. And now the boss finds out they never had a high school diploma. And so they have to come back and try to get a GED or high school equivalency diploma just to keep their jobs and maintain their family lives. People used to think it was just, I hate to use the word drop out. People just dropped out because they didn't have anything better to do. But like you said, life happens. Things happens. The reason why people stop going to school. And if you've seen it, we've heard it. And what we try to do is not to define their past. We try to help them push forward in the future. So,
and I want to be clear about this, because I don't care who you are. Stuff like that is it's kind of embarrassing to a person.
Right.
And it takes a lot to go, okay, let me dust myself off.
Yes.
And I'm going to handle this. And there's no reason at the end of the day to be embarrassed about it, because you're there to help. And that's what it is. Y'all aren't going, there's no one going to be smirking, laughing at anyone, any age.
No, not at all. I had a lady call in yesterday, actually 54 years old. She had to stop out for one of those reasons we said, to take care of her family, and things happened. She informed me while we were talking, because back in the day, you did not have to have a high school diploma to get something like a CNA certificate or some college credit classes. She's been working in nursing for years, but never had the diploma. And now she wants to go on to LPN and RN, and it's not too late. But she has to come through the door and start with getting her GED. And that's the great thing. Like I said, they can actually work on getting their high school equivalency diploma right now and enroll in some college credit classes through our My Best program. Great thing about that, Scotty, we pay their tuition and fees.
Really?
Yes.
So it's not going to cost anything?
It's not going to cost them anything. We just need them to get through the door. And you can't even put air in your tire now. If you go to the store for free, you got that 25 cents or $1.
Right.
So come to Meridian Community College and enroll in our adult education program. We're going to prep you for the test. That's what we do. Registration is free. You come through the door. The classes are free. And for the ones who earn their high school equivalency, like I said, you could take a college credit class for free while you're there.
I did not realize that.
Yes.
So let's talk about the registration. When is that now?
Okay, we're registered. We're registering the next 3 Fridays. So tomorrow is July 29th. We're registered at 9 a.m. On next Friday, August 5th, 9 a.m. And also on August the 12th at 9 a.m. We ask them to bring in a picture ID if they have a picture ID, and that way we can get them registered. It takes about 2 hours for us to do some of the paperwork, and then we give them that assessment test. Purpose of the assessment test is to meet them where they are. So if they could arrive about 10 to 15 minutes early, prior to 9 a.m., we're located in the Ralph E. Young Jr. Center for Adult Education. It's right across the street behind the Mr. Rogers and the gas station.
I think y'all ought to try to make that name just a little bit longer.
Yes, we just say RYC, and people don't know what it is, or just say go over there to the GED building. We're right next door to the Practical Nursing building, so you can't miss us. And that's 5501 Old Highway 80 West Meridian, but it's directly across from the main entrance of Meridian Community College.
Let me ask this guy ever follow you around on campus? Just won't leave you alone?
Oh, yes, and give out great hugs all the time.
And, if you'd like to know more about MCC, it's one of the great things about Facebook and different things. Here's the page, what you look for, and you can find so many different things on y'all's page of what y'all offer.
Yes, anytime, all our different programs. And like I said, with getting your high school equivalency, you can enroll in certain programs, not all 52, but we have everything from nursing to truck driving, computer classes. We even have short-term classes at the Workforce Center, like the HVAC class, basic welding classes. If you're not sure what you want to do, you can always come in and talk to an advisor, and we can try to give you a career assessment if you don't know what you need to do, and try to match you up, with the skills that you already have, so you can choose the career that you're going to be satisfied with.
And, for another little hidden gem that people don't know about MCC is y'all offer training for businesses there at the Workforce Development, to where y'all got professors that you can bring your employees out and they'll be trained. It is the neatest thing.
That is exactly right. And I'm glad you mentioned that, because with today's changing world, everybody needs to up their skills.
Right.
Our motto actually for the Mississippi, for the adult education, is skill up. Skill up Mississippi. Everyone can do that. And so employers, you need to call in and talk to our workforce project manager, Lucy Lambert. And if you need your employers trained, they can set up a specific class based on what your needs are and get your employees trained. Wow. And so I think that's a great opportunity also.
Now,
I went back at a later date, and
I was
really
late.
older. I had 3 children, and I was older. I was, and went back and took some college courses, and it was intimidating a little bit at first, because you're going back and you think, oh, stuff's changed so much, but it was so rewarding. And I'd encourage anybody to go back and try to better themselves and take you some classes, and if you didn't get your diploma, get your GED like she's talking about. I mean, it is a rewarding thing. And you feel so much, when you're older, you feel more motivated.
You really do. And I think you're focused at that time. A lot of people think it's just the young people that's coming, but we see people in their 60s, in their 70s, 20s and 30s. And I didn't mention, we do have night classes. We have afternoon classes, morning classes. And so for the people who cannot come register at 9 a.m. and they work, because they work all day, they can call us at 601-484-8645 or 601-484-8796, and we can actually set up an appointment for them to come after they get off work to get registered, and then they can attend the night classes, because we have night classes 2 nights a week. The way I look at it is, if you're trying to do something better for yourself, it's really no excuse. And it's people out here that can help you reach your goals, but you got to take one step, and then we'll help you make 2.
Well, that's good. Now, again, give us the time that they need to come by and see you. This is going to be on Friday, correct?
The next 3 Fridays, correct. So tomorrow at 9 a.m. and next Friday, 9 a.m., which is August 5th, and also on August the 12th at 9 a.m.
Well, we can't thank you enough for dropping in, visiting with us today.
Yes.
Thank y'all for having me. This is I thought I was just going to be in the background, so this was a privilege, and I'm glad I did wash my face this morning for the people who are looking at me out there in Meridian. I did put a little something on. Oh, he tried to do a close-up.
I thought they needed to see you a little bit better there.
And I know my girls, Jamaya and Jayla, they listen in to Scotty Ray all the time, so good morning to my family, but good morning to Jamaya and Jayla Smith, because I know y'all keep up with Mr. Scotty Ray.
Now, they the younger ones there?
This is the 20 and the 21-year-olds, still in college, still working jobs. They're out there doing what they need to do so they can better themselves. They're actually, and my husband, they're actually products of Meridian Community College. Jamaya and my husband actually graduated together from Meridian Community College last year in May.
Wow.
And then my 20-year-old graduated in December from Meridian Community College.
Now, y'all, even if you got that urge to be a chef, don't y'all teach cooking out there?
We teach cooking, and that's actually one of the programs, Culinary Arts, Chef Ann and Mr. Tony over there. We actually have 3 students enrolled in the Culinary Arts program right now who are still working towards earning their GED. So the college credit classes, they have already completed 1 semester of college. Still, sometimes that old math gets them.
Right.
And so it takes a little longer for some people to get finished with their math, but they've passed certain parts of their test, so they qualified for the college credit programs. We even help the students go to truck driving, 3D CAD engineering.
Now, I'm telling you, the truck driving class, y'all have, what do you call those little booths you can sit in and drive a truck?
Yes, the simulator.
The simulator. I couldn't think of the word.
Is there a lineman program there?
We have
also?
utility linemen.
Yes.
We brought that to Meridian Community College about a year ago. We had a lot of success with that program because it's short term. That's why, you say people think they have to go to college for a long time to get a career. You really don't. We have the short term programs, like truck driving is 8 weeks. Yes. You can get a truck driving CDL license within 8 weeks and be out there driving, making $28, $30 an hour.
Is Mr. Gowdy still teaching that?
Mr. Gowdy actually retired, and that's my uncle. Really? Shout out to Mr. Gowdy. He actually retired about a year ago, but we have Mr. Rigdon. Jimmy Rigdon is still out there. Mr. Eric Griffin have come along, and they have actually had to extend their classes and make more room for people because there's such a demand for the truck driving field right now.
Well, again, we can't thank you enough for coming and talking, because it's like a hidden, as we've said before, a hidden gem in Meridian.
It really is a hidden gem. And like I said, don't be afraid if you just pick up the phone and call, or better yet, just walk through the door. We have an open door policy. Come see us, especially over at the Ralphie Young building. Let us help you get started with getting your GED, and we can offer you so much more. You can leave with stackable credentials, and guess what? You didn't have to pay a thing. You just came through the door.
Thank you for dropping in and visiting with us this morning. You have a wonderful day, and we'll be in touch.
You all too. Thank you.
Don't ask me no questions and purchase your tickets for the Skinner Brothers Band, a tribute to Leonard Skinner. Make the Temple Theater your sweet home on July 29th, along with local favorites Fuzzy Jones and the Roadhouse Atlanta. Call 601-693-5353 for tickets.
The Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville has these great savings this week. Fresh peaches, $1.99 a pound. Large tomatoes, $1.79 a pound. Red, yellow, or orange bell peppers, 2 for $3. Fresh plums, $2.99 each. Vidalia onions, a 3-pound bag, $3.99. Coca-Cola 12-pack, 12-ounce cans, 2 for $11. And certified Angus beef top sirloin, $5.99 a pound.
When we're down home, down the street, Piggly Wiggly.
If you're getting ready to purchase land, make sure you have it surveyed. Contact our friends at the Woodlands Group. Maybe you're selling land, dividing land up. Whatever the case is, the Woodlands Group can help you there. They handle residential and commercial clients. And again, they specialize in property line location, site plans, and a whole lot more. Maybe you have a construction project, and they have the latest equipment to make sure it's done right, including drones. Call Justin Palmer or Brandon Briggs at the Woodlands Group, Surveying Solutions. Maple's one-stop shop, you're going to find them in several locations around town. Why? They got a lot to offer. Right now, they're all out there sweating and whooping it up, making you breakfast. Grits, eggs, bacon. Couldn't get any better. You'll find this at Causeyville and also over at the St. Paul store, right off I-20 there. Some great-looking stuff there. Of course, they'll have lunch before long. Their cooks specialize in this. They get there early to get that for you. The menu will be out in just a little while as you go around. You'll want some coffee. They got that, including that loyalty coffee program there, along with all the cold drinks and everything that you want. Tater chips, Snickers, even a payday candy bar. Boy, wouldn't that be good?
That's my favorite.
There you go. Of course, we got pizza, and this keeps on. As the lottery is over $1 billion, you can get your ticket today.
$1 billion. Can you imagine?
$1 billion. Drop in and visit with them. They'll tell you more about it. Get you a ticket. It may be the winning one. You'll find it all there at Bonita Chevron, Pine Springs, Causeyville. Also over to Last Chance, the Broadmoor, and 31st. See them today. Maple's one-stop shop, the cleanest folks you'll find in town. I'm telling you, those floors are always mopped and great.
Yes.
Hope you can enjoy yourself there sometime today.
That's an important thing, having clean.
It is.
A clean business. Yeah.
Always smells good when you walk in. I like that. As well, we begin the day 8:31. Let's go back and take a look at a few things that happened on this date. Then we'll tell you some more of the local news and things that's happened in the community. As we look at this, I know you know this young lady. 1929 was the year. Little did we know when she was born she would become such an icon in America. Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis.
She was very pretty.
She
classy.
was. And she did have the class. She led the nation during one of the worst times that we've ever seen. This one, I almost wanted to turn the TV off at the end whenever she came on because she was always begging for money and always crying. It made you feel bad to even see her face. Please donate $20 or they won't eat. And you're like, oh my gosh, I feel horrible.
Yeah.
Sally Struthers. Of course, she was on All in the Family. She has a birthday today. But which group was it that she used to push to raise the money for? Was it Ethiopia or it was a foreign country?
Yeah, I can't remember, but yeah, she was pretty.
You'd be eating your cereal and think, gosh, I feel guilty eating because you're on TV. It did me.
That was probably the whole point, Scotty Ray.
She was almost crying and whining.
Yeah.
Glad I don't see her no more.
She was always crying and whining on the All in the Family.
She was. Her and Meathead. I never liked, I'm just going to be honest, I never liked his character.
Yeah.
I was like Archie. I didn't like him.
He really didn't have a whole lot of like lines. I mean, he really didn't say much. He just walk in and Archie would criticize him and.
Oh, I'm being corrected by Miss Alexander this morning. She says she used to do this. She said I pronounced it. Is it Struthers?
Struthers.
I always said Struthers.
Oh, Struthers. I didn't realize you said Struthers.
I thought I said it right. Look at
Struthers.
her. Get me there.
Yeah. You know, there was a lot of people were saying, was it her that people thought? No, it was the one that played Lucy, I think, or something. Or maybe it was her. A lot of people thought in the Yellowstone show, you know, the older lady, the business lady that was kind of clashing with. Do you know?
I know who you're talking about. Yeah, I never thought that though.
People thought, well, there was a lot of people who thought that might be the same person, but I don't think it was.
She got hung up on the Little Debbie owl. If you're wondering what she looks nothing like that anymore. Like she was trapped over there for like 3 years.
And that's all she had to.
But, you know, she didn't share that with those people that she was begging us for them.
Right.
Not making fun of anybody. It was just a fact of how she used to. Boy, that was, whew. 1951, this would be released by Disney. It was huge. Your kids watched it. Who remembers Alice in Wonderland?
I do.
There you go. That was a big movie there for them. Also, as we move forward and look at a few other things that went on, we go back to the 1980s in country music. Now, I know a lot of people are going to tell me that Lionel Richie was the king of holding hands, romance. But in country music, you had somebody that was just as big, he was the big guy in country. He had the most amount of number ones from 1980 to 1989 of anybody. He had 16 number one hits. Alabama, of course, got close, but they didn't pass. The guy I'm talking about is Earl Thomas Conley, who had a number one song on this date called Angel in Disguise. Of course, most people will remember him for Holding Her and Loving You.
Yeah, that was a good song. That's what I was going to say.
Earl Thomas.
A really good one.
I'm telling you, I think Lionel Richie got some notes from him. This guy was good. If you want to go back, he had the, what do you call that? Is that a perm hairdo?
It looks like a perm. Yeah. Kind of a permed mullet.
I knew his manager really well, and Earl Thomas. He was a paint and body guy. He sanded cars, painted cars, and the next thing you know, somebody found out he could sing, and so to say, the rest is history. There, Chance of Loving You. Whew, there were some good songs that he done. So if you want something good, listen to some Earl Thomas Conley today. It'll take you back. It really was. 1989, we mentioned Alabama a moment ago. They had the number one song in America. And there is a such thing. I remember when me and my wife got married some 30-something years ago, we were poor. I mean, very poor. And we didn't even know that we were poor. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, you just really don't realize that you don't have what others have, and we didn't, and I didn't realize it. And this is what this song was about. High Cotton was number one on this song back in '89. They were living in high cotton because everybody around them was poor. They didn't know any difference. Alabama, right. Good song there as well.
If you never had it, you don't miss it.
It's true.
Yeah.
2007, we would learn that Faith Hill would lose her cookies right there on stage. She would tell somebody off right in front of God and everybody because a woman just happened to think it was okay to reach out and grab old Tim McGraw. That's what she done, and Faith, well, she done that.
Yeah, she was going to take her down.
Yeah. I won't bring up Scott Hendricks right now or anything else that I might know. I want to, but I'm going to be hushed.
Oh, okay.
Rump rope. I'll leave that story along for another day. 2008, Blake Shelton. And this was, you know how you say, well, I knew somebody when? I'm going to say this. I knew Blake Shelton when he wore a cowboy hat.
And long hair.
Yeah, he's gone GQ, and you don't even know that was that person anymore as we pull this up.
He looks a lot thinner than I remember him, too.
He's having to keep up with, what's it, Stefan? What's her name?
Stefani.
He's done left Oklahoma, and he's got that now. But Blake really is one of the nicest people I've ever bumped into. He is a good guy, means well. He's one of those that you'd meet somewhere getting a biscuit and have a chat with. He is that guy, and he's good.
Down to earth.
Yeah, he's not going to... He was so excited when we brought him to Meridian because he always wanted to work with Trace Atkins. And he goes, man, I'd work for free. And he goes, oh, I'm kidding, but I really want to do this. Liked him a whole lot.
Now, has he ever been to the I can't even say it, Neshoba County Fair? Has he ever been there?
I don't know. He's been to Meridian twice, maybe three. He did a turkey show before he was anybody. And then I booked him twice in Meridian, once with Joe Nichols, and then again with Trace Atkins. Him and Joe's show was great. That was for Blake. I first met Blake at a party in Nashville, and they had hired him to walk around with his guitar and just sing to everybody in the crowd. He was a nobody. And what a nice guy. And that's when I first met him. Now, he's probably forgotten who I am over 20-something years, but I remember him. He was a good guy. How time flies. 1978, I will never forget as a kid watching the scene of The Ladder of him, John Belushi, going down the edge of the building and getting to the window and then going, and falling off. Who remembers the movie Animal House?
I do. I remember it.
It was released on this date.
I was probably not supposed to be watching that when I was younger because I was like 4. Okay, but I do remember seeing it years later too.
Toga.
The toga party and who was the mean guy that had
Dean Warner?
He was like kind of military acting. And
I know who you're talking about. Yeah. They got him at the end, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
Cut up that Lincoln Continental, there wasn't nothing left of it. But that really was a funny movie. Of course, the dean's wife, even at the grocery store, if you remember that was funny too.
I can't imagine that John Belushi was not like that in real life.
He seems that type person. 2012. If you say his name, I probably wouldn't know this guy, Dusty Hill. There's a lot of you that follow him that will know it, but for the rest of us we just knew she's got legs and she knows how to use them, we would know the name associated with ZZ Top. We lost him last year on this date, 2021. I can't tell them apart. I'm not going to lie. They all look the same to me because they're. Is it okay to say the word woolly booger?
Yeah, well, their beards.
Yeah,
and
they're
look the same.
as close to Duck Dynasty as you can get.
I love ZZ Top, though. One of my favorite bands.
He passed away last year, and it was kind of shocking for most Americans. Mm-hmm. Another guy that is born, he was in the 50s, and I lost the date, but if you want to see a concert and every day he gets up, no matter where he is in the United States, still does this, does the Pledge of Allegiance. Find somebody to do it with him wherever he is. He does one of the greatest shows, and sometimes, Billy's got his beer goggles on. Mm-hmm. I'm referring to Neil McCoy, the hardest working man in show business.
Yeah, he seems like a really nice guy.
He is. You will really like him if you ever bump into him.
You meet people who are just bitter all the time.
Yeah.
It's so nice to probably come across somebody like that. That's nice.
You remember him, All She's Got to Do Is Give Me That Wink. Mm-hmm. He also had a song that wasn't a huge hit, but boy, what a story it told. Anybody ever heard the song Last of a Dying Breed? And it's all about a guy that wears the overalls, who gets up every morning, does his work around the house, works hard, takes care of his family, and he described as the last of a dying breed. Mm-hmm. And there are so many Americans that fit that. Yeah. This lady here, you're not going to know her name. Her face you will recognize. Anybody remember the movie Private Benjamin?
I do.
Y'all remember that? This lady was in it. Uh-huh. She passed away in 2013. Her name was Ellen Brennan, if I'm pronouncing that right. Elon, or did you say?
I think it's Eileen.
Eileen.
I think that's what it is.
But
yeah, she was a bitter one.
She passed away at the age of 80 in California. But that was the show, and I think we all saw that. It was kind of cute, kind of funny.
Yeah. You know how Goldie Hawn was kind of ditzy.
Bird on a Wire and a few other movies that she had.
Mm-hmm. So but she always thought it was like...
Everything was strict. She was on a sitcom that I cannot place. I know she was. I just can't remember where it was. It'll hit me later there. We want to remind you, if you're looking for a home, visit with our friends, Snowden & Company. They always have so much to offer you. And what I mean by that is homes. They've got them all over the county, all over the state of Mississippi that they can help you get into. SnowdenRealEstate.com, 453-3937. Visit their website. Go through the homes that they offer. They're a part of this multi-listing also. If you've got a particular home that you're interested, size-wise, what I mean, whether it's a 2-bedroom that you're downsizing or maybe you need a 5-bedroom house, they'll find it, notify you when it becomes available. They can list your place. And then when it comes time for a closing, you're not worried that something is not done or it's going to go wrong because they take care of all that. That's what they're paid to do, and they do it with a friendly smile. Honesty is why they keep coming back, time and time again. SnowdenRealEstate.com. Again, from Jackson, Mississippi, all the way to Meridian. They'll be there through 5 o'clock today. You can make an appointment on Saturday. They'll be closed on Sunday for church, but they're there for you. They're here, part of the community. Drop in and visit with them. So many folks there. This is Amanda, and this is the rest of the folks that work for her. She even got her husband out there working hard today. 453-3937. Drop in and visit with my friends. You'll be glad that you did. Real good folks. Rockhouse Gun and Pawn is having a 10-year anniversary celebration blowout. Absolutely no sales tax on used firearms. 25% off all gun cleaning and gun care accessories. And a free box of ammo with every purchase of a new Glock pistol. 50% off all pawn electronics. 50% off on pawn tools. 25% off on all jewelry. Huge markdowns throughout the store. It's the Rockhouse 10-year anniversary celebration blowout. 5430 Highway 19 North. Spring is here, and it's time to quit spending all of your weekend cutting grass when you could step up to a Skag zero-turn mower. Freeman Tractor in Collinsville has the #1 rated zero-turn mower, Skag, with cutting widths from 36 inches to 72 inches. Skag, the #1 choice of professional landscapers because they know nothing outcuts or outlasts a Skag. 0% financing for 48 months with payments starting as low as $129 a month. Stop by Freeman Tractor on Highway 494 and see coleslaw or buttermilk. And welcome back, Scotty Ray and Candace. Did you call that orange? What color is that you're wearing today?
It's red.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. It looks
orange.
orange.
It is now. On TV, it looked orange.
Yeah, it looks red. I mean, it looks orange on TV. Yeah.
It's the lighting. Uh-huh. We got all that mystery lighting up in the studio here.
Yeah.
Meridian Police Department needs your help. What are they doing? They're looking for a murder suspect. Let's pull up a picture where you can see this guy if you bump into him on a street corner today. There's a murder warrant issued. Now, we don't know which murder. They didn't give us that information, but he's connected to something. They're looking for this, the CID division there. Demacrian? Am I pronouncing that right?
Decameron.
Decameron.
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Brown.
Uh-huh.
If you happen to know where he is, call the Meridian Police Department, 485-1893. Mm-hmm. They'd love to have a chat with him and find out where he was. Again, innocent until proven guilty, but they've got a warrant and they'd like to talk to him. As I mentioned before, make sure to visit our webpage at sammedia.network. We list everybody in the surrounding counties of every police department there is, from Neshoba County through Kemper County, Clark County, Lauderdale, Newton. We all do this. And, well, Meridian Police Department's up if you'd like to read who's been arrested, what went on. As we go through this, I was glancing this. Right there, we had a church broken into, 2400 block of State Boulevard. Probably a well-kept secret in Meridian. As you go down through here, auto burglary happened here, 4500 block of 35th Avenue. A way to keep up with what's going on in the community is how you visit this and how to use it. Now, pay attention to that stuff.
It's good to know these things. I mean, just like we said yesterday, if it's an area that a lot of crime has happened in, you might want to avoid that area.
Yeah.
So,
as we mentioned, Phil Bryant, we go back to Mississippi today. They say that a subpoena has been issued for the volleyball stadium documents. He's been subpoenaed to say something about this. We're going to watch this story as it keeps getting heavier and heavier each day. And again, Mississippi today is like a dog with a bone. They're not letting loose. They're getting to the end of this as we watch this.
Well, I think it needs to be addressed. It needs to be gotten to the bottom of, because a lot of times, like high-profile people, a lot of things get swept under the rug and forgotten about, and I'm tired of that. I'm sure everybody is. So.
Brick Gully says he remembers the Joe and Blake show, said they were both pleasant fellas there. They were. That was back in the day. As we look at this, Denise says that Earl Thomas had the Jerry curl look.
Okay.
He really was what you call the ladies' man back in the day.
I loved it. He had a distinct voice, too, on his
Shooting
singing.
stars go by. Holding her, loving you, boy, that was just all good stuff.
That was the hardest thing I ever had to do, was holding her. Yeah.
Woo.
It's good.
She shouldn't have been so ugly to him. He wouldn't have had to have done that. Once in a blue moon, I'll do something right, if y'all remember those. Mississippi's tax-free weekend is coming this weekend. If you need school supplies, do that this weekend. Hold off buying. Save a little extra cash there as a thank you from the state of Mississippi. As we mentioned, the floods that have happened through St. Louis, and now they're into Kentucky. We have people missing across the United States due to these rising waters. We send prayers to each of these states in hopes that everybody is found safely.
I had someone yesterday saying that one of their family members, I think, had gone to Kentucky, so I'm hoping they're safe.
No, absolutely there. As we start looking around with this, the president of Ukraine, Daily Mail reporting, and I didn't realize they'd done this. Of course, there's a war going over there. United States has given them roughly somewhere between $40 to $60 million to fight this war against Russia. That's what we've given, whether it counts toward the actual guns, planes, whatever it is. That's a lot of money. He's getting flack this morning for appearing on the cover of Vogue magazine as they flew there and took pictures of him and his wife in glossy photographs when they said, we're giving you money and you've got time to go do photo shoots.
Yeah.
They're not real happy with him.
Yeah, I'm not understanding that whole situation over there, because that's not the first thing that I've seen with them being kind of in the spotlight,
Here's the picture of them on Vogue magazine. I don't know. Maybe you think there's nothing wrong with it. It may not be. Decide, but that's how a lot of Americans are feeling about this. Clarence Thomas has resigned. They were raising so much Cain. He also taught at the George Washington University. He taught law classes out there. And those against that are for abortion kept raising Cain. They signed a petition. He said, look, this just really isn't worth it. And he just resigned.
I hate that, though. I mean,
it is. And I didn't bring up the first one, and I apologize for that. But we've had somebody else, and you see this so often in this form of music, a rapper. Another rapper has been shot right outside of his home, this time in Louisiana. The one earlier this week that happened was he went on Instant Live on Facebook and called out somebody else in another gang. He was shot 20 minutes later. They tracked him down and found him. This time, kind of much the same thing as we find out. And I'm going to say this wrong, probably. Jada Youngin? Is that?
I think so.
Yeah, he's been shot outside his home in Louisiana. Now, I don't know as much about rap. Don't get me wrong. I don't know much about it. But from what I understand, this guy was popular. He's been murdered. Somebody got a letter in the mail yesterday afternoon, and it was CNN. It was probably said open immediately, documents included. What did it say? Whoop. Trump says, hey, I just want to let y'all know I'm getting ready to sue you. Why? Because defamation, back to Russia.
Right.
So he steps up and is getting ready to file a lawsuit on them. He's just giving them a day's notice of, y'all be ready for that next package because you're going to have to sign for it. Oh, boy. I did see this morning to where a judge threw out, you remember the young kid that was involved wearing the red hat that was accused of racism?
Well, the people were all up in his face.
Yeah,
he won
and he
that
just stood there. Right. He won 3 different lawsuits, and he had filed another one. And this time a judge says, we're not going to let you do this. It's been thrown out. We'll watch that to see if any more comes of that. But he's won 3. And I think most Americans thought that was right because they took something and made it something it wasn't.
Well, I'm really tired of people being, you call it badgered? I don't know, like that. And bullied. I mean, people bully them, and they think that it's okay. I'm just tired of it. I mean, I know a lot of people are tired of it, and I'm glad that he did sue, and I'm glad that he did win. And more people need to take that into consideration when they're being beat down for,
something they didn't do.
Right.
Well, we go to our next story. I almost want this to be a WWE. Is that what it is? SmackDown. Mm-hmm. Because I'm telling you, somewhere in America right now, probably in Florida, a guy named Little Don or Big Don is upset. Biden says he's making fun of Trump because he says his predecessor had to be flown to the hospital in a helicopter. I stayed and worked all the way through my COVID. Donald is not going to take that very lightly, I promise you. The man can't handle things like that. Yeah. Joe Manchin has given in. West Virginia, y'all be ready. Your taxes are going up. What are they going to do with your tax money? They're going to invest it in climate change. Things are going to get a little bit worse. Just when you thought maybe we could see the light, he's agreed to a new deal. Your taxes are going up. I just want y'all to be aware of that. I don't have all the details, but that is coming. Very serious, and I take it seriously.
Yeah.
Let's talk about, locally. Let's go on out to Chet. They've got it cleaned up today. They've swept the floors, and they're all at it now as they get ready to do some painting today. They're doing a little sanding, a little body work. Why? To get your cars back the way they're supposed to look there. From the best color matching that can be done in Meridian, they'll do that to where your car isn't two-toned or maybe three-toned. They'll put it back to factory specs and make it look good. Of course, this is one of those Ford trucks that's been sideswiped there at a red light. That happens from time to time. A lot of front-end damage. You'll see that, and they're going to put it back. Dry perfectly. Drop in and visit with them today. Free quotes, doesn't cost you anything. They'll help you with all that insurance work. A brief look inside there. Even classic cars. You need one painted? They can do that for you. It's all at Chet's Paint and Body. You'll find them in Center Hill. Again, those insurance claims welcome. They'll help you out with anything. Good folks, and her name as well. You'll find out why. Just ask around. Don't trust me. Ask somebody you know. They'll tell you how good Chet's Paint and Body is right here in the Meridian area. Visit with them.
At the Back Porch, we're bringing families back together for fun, food, and all the things you love to enjoy around your home. Every event starts with a great grill, great cookware, and accessories. Add in some locally sourced meat and dairy, along with frozen vegetables and casseroles, and over 500 brands of spices and sauces. Relax in our chairs, swings, day beds, and have fun with our cornhole boards. From coolers to trailers, we have everything you need. When you see the big chair, you've made it to the Back Porch.
Those who appreciate the rewards of working hard and getting the job done right should know that Paris Tractor is now hiring. If you'd like to join the team that proudly represents the most dependable equipment in America, there's never been a better time. Paris Tractor in Meridian is hiring service technicians to add on to our growing team with a sign-on bonus. At Paris Tractor, we put our people first because we are more than a tractor store. Apply on our website under careers at paristractor.com.
And welcome back. Scotty Ray and Candace on this Thursday morning as time is flying. We're already at 8:53. What happens if you go to the funeral home? You've had someone pass away, and you go in to view the body before the rest of the friends and family arrive, and you realize, hey, my cousin.
Yeah.
And the funeral home goes, oh, yeah, it is. They just look a little different because of the makeup.
Yeah.
It turns out that wasn't the case. The body had been accidentally brought in, and the funeral home argued with the family that it was their family member. Well, they're now suing the New Jersey funeral home for $50 million. Now,
that would be awful.
I don't think it's worth $50 million. I think they've done wrong, without a doubt. They changed the bodies back out and brought in the right one, but $50 million, that's a little excessive.
That is awful.
Thought you might want to know that
awful.
one.
That would be a horrible thing, though. You had the wrong body.
Mm-hmm. We're learning, and I don't know as much about this, but for $1,000, this happened somewhere in America. Indiana is the state that it happened. A prison guard was paid off. He was given $1,000 to let 2 convicts in the women's facility. Over the course of those few hours, he raped 28 females that were in the jail. You're going to hear a lot more about this. $1,000. He's been busted.
Gosh.
We can't.
So the 2 that went in there raped the females.
28 women. Just had their way with whatever they wanted to do. This is something new. Miami is, I hadn't heard of anybody else doing this, and it's probably time that this issue is addressed. The homeless. They are, Donald Trump made this comment earlier this week about we need to put encampments up for homeless in cities where we get back our city streets again. But Miami is moving them to an island. They're going to put in a housing plant for them there and get them off the streets of Miami. Is it good? Is it bad? I don't know. Maybe it's better for them.
I mean, I would think that would be better. It looks like they would just really flock to that. I mean, instead of...
More and more, and not every time is there, did not everybody not work. There's circumstances that make people lose their homes. But it's awful. We have a problem in the United States with this.
I mean, some people might say they're just catering to them, you know, but like you just said, you don't know what walk they have taken to get to where they are.
Yeah.
You don't know that. And some people do choose that way of life.
Yeah, there are that group that do that.
But, you know, that aside, you don't want people freezing in the winter. And
no, we don't.
You know.
But we still send billions to other countries and just can't seem to take care of our own or figure out how to do it.
If you thought about how much money was sent overseas, if we could apply that here.
To our veterans.
Right.
There's a lot of homeless veterans also.
Oh, yeah.
Worries me. It does. Things like that, you wake up in the middle of the night and you go, gosh, I wish I could fix it. But I don't have the answer. But I know that the United States gives away tons of money to where it could be used here in our homeland to help our own people. I do know that much.
Yes.
Can you believe it's already at the top of the hour already?
It is. It is.
Yeah, that's happening there. We're going to have more coming up this week. We'll have some special guests in the studio tomorrow as we got a concert coming up at the Temple Theater. Leonard Skinner, they'll be in to tell us about the show tomorrow morning.
That'll be nice.
Tribute to them. It'll be a great show. And it'll be 1975 and below music. Won't be the new stuff from Skinner. It'll be what the band used to be. Join us.
The oldies are the goodies.
They are.
Yeah.
We've enjoyed it already as we wait for, a high today of about 94. Thank y'all so much for dropping by. And Candace, what else you got to say?
I just want everybody to have a blessed day, be safe, and we'll see you back at 8 a.m. in the morning.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners.